Okay, Healthy Dragons, I want to share 5 common mistakes coaches see paddlers make. Now, they're not the only ones, but they happen all the time, even for experienced paddlers, and they can be easily fixed. So today, we'll just look at 5 of these mistakes and briefly touch on how and why they slow our boat down. In future videos, we'll go deeper into each of these technique components. Mistake number 1 is bent arms. Both top and bottom, we see bent arms all the time. So if you are to bend your top arm, it's going to change the angle of the paddle. So if you see our demo, our lovely coach Eve, so if she bends her arm, that top arm, now you're using your arms to propel the boat too, and your arms are weak, and we don't want that. We also don't want the angle of the paddle to change. So if you bend in the reach position and you bend that top arm, and look at that paddle, you're losing surface area, you're losing power. All right, so the bottom arm bends, a couple things are happening. Your paddle's not going as deep in the water. That's number 1. Number 2, again, you're using your arm for power and your arm is weak. We don't want to do that. We want to use our legs for power. So what happens is now you're using your arms to paddle, you're going to get tired faster. So fatigue sets in and there's no power. So let's have a quick demo on the proper way to do it. So both arms stay straight, and anytime we say straight arms, we mean there's always a little softness to the joint, and that's for safety and joint health. So both arms stay straight in the reach. So we'll have a nice big reach from Eve. Look at that beautiful bottom arm, and through the stroke, so pressing down through the stroke, both arms stay straight, a little bend in the exit, that's it. So that's mistake number 1, bent arms. Mistake number 2 is leaning out. So what happens when a coach or a team member calls lean out, what very often happens is we curve in our body and our head gets closer to the water. And so we don't want that, because that puts us again into a position of weakness. So it's a C-shaped curve in the body. It's a weaker body position, so you're not using your core strength for power. It prevents us from getting maximum reach. So if you're reaching out from that curved position, you can't reach very far that way. So those are 2 very good reasons to get the lean out mastered. So the proper way to lean out is have your body ramrod straight from the top of your head all the way down to your core, your belly button, and through to the bench seat, and you're tipping out. So if you think of it as a tip out, and that way you're able to have a very strong core, you'll fatigue less quickly, and you can get maximum reach. So let's have a beautiful reach with our straight, strong core. So that's mistake number 2. So mistake number 3, I call it following the paddle to the bottom of the lake. And so what happens with this one is it is a very weak technique. So we're not using our superpowers. We're not working smart. We're just working hard. So you're not able to get as much pressure on that blade behind the water. So you're losing power and you're losing momentum. So what you want to do, instead of following the paddle to the bottom of the lake, you want to work in opposing forces. You want to use your body weight as your superpower. So if you look at our beautiful coach Eve, as she's pressing down, she's putting her body weight into that top arm drive, adding pressure onto the paddle. So you're not using your weak arm muscles, you're using weight. Mistake number 4 is coming back too far in the exit. So what happens with this one, when we come back too far, watch Coach Eve's paddle angle. Look how it scoops up. We're again losing surface area. We're working hard, not smart. So, and that's going to slow the boat down. So if you're going to do it correctly, you want to think about exiting between the knee and the hip. So before your paddle gets to the hip or before your hand gets to the hip, that's when you exit. Another way to think about this is if you're sitting up in the boat, you want to not come up fully to 90 degrees. You want to only come up to about 80 degrees and then go into your exit and recovery. So what happens when we're coming back too far is it's much harder on the core. Your core is working extra hard. You're again going to fatigue way before the finish line. And the final common mistake, and you hear this again all the time, is timing. And so here's a demonstration of what poor timing looks like. Paddles up. Take it away. Timing. Timing. Oh, God. Timing. All right, and here's a quick demonstration of what it should look like. Paddles up. Take it away. And let it run. Hope your timing was good.
Hello, Healthy Dragons. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you online.